This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Let us talk, guys, about a few things. The first thing I want to do is talk about The Last of Us 2. Because the early reviews are out. People who got early release copies, which I completely disagree with and don't think that this practice should ever exist. It is what it is, though. They're not going to stop doing it because they want their money and they want to hype games early. So, the early reviews are out. And even though the early reviews are not allowed to give any story spoilers whatsoever, which basically sucks and means that the reviews are almost pointless because one of the major criticisms everyone has about this is the story spoilers that seems to say the story is going to suck. Most of the reviews are overwhelmingly positive. 10 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, 90 out of 100. Best game ever. Amazing. You know, sucking the poop out of Sony's butthole, basically, with the amount of praise that they're getting for this game. Now, I've actually seen 2 critical reviews. And these reviews were basically saying they didn't like the game that much. And it wasn't about the graphics, and it wasn't about the gameplay. It was the story. 2 people were basically like, I can't even tell you what I don't like about the story because in order to get the early copy and put out this review, I was told outright by Sony I could not say what the story is. But what I can tell you is, I hated the story. And in a game like this, the story is the major component. And the story I hated, so therefore, I don't like this game. Okay? Pretty stupid, huh? So, for me, it's kind of like, that's the ultimate mixed bag. You've got all the people who literally kiss Sony's butt to get attention, and so they will continuously get future copies of Sony games. And then you've got people who maybe are being honest, but then again, maybe not. Maybe it just rubs some people the wrong way. Maybe it's not their cup of tea, you know? And that's okay, too. What I hate, what I really fucking hate, is that you can't have honest reviews. You can't, because they put the game out early for only a select group of game reviewers. The game reviewers can't fully review the game. They're told they can't talk about the second half of the game, no major story spoilers, but what if the story's what you don't like? Can't talk about it.
Oh my god, dude, just shut up. Just shut up and stop whining. Oh.
Well then, this isn't a review then. This is, you know what I mean? And this is what I absolutely, positively hate about this practice of giving out early copies of games. It's not legit. It's just not. It's bullshit. It's meant to promote games rather than actually fairly review them. And that's what I don't support about it whatsoever. I don't think people should be getting early copies of games to play early on Twitch or YouTube. They shouldn't be getting early copies of games to review early. We should all get it on release day, play it, and if you're apprehensive about it, don't buy it on release day. Resist the impulse buy urge that you're going to get. Resist the hype. Wait a day or two for people who are going to buy the game and review it online. Maybe your trusted content creator, whether it's me or maybe anyone else on the internet. Let them play it. Let them review it. And then you'll know if you're going to like it or not. Instead of, oh, let's let everything go out early. And of course, 95% of the people who play the game are going to kiss its butt because they want to be in Sony's good graces to get more fucking copies in the future. I hate this practice. I fucking hate it.
My mouth is full of salt.
And I always will. I really feel you're never going to turn my opinion on this. You're never going to. I don't like it, you know? And it is what it is. Maybe you disagree with me. But I'm of the opinion that early copies needed to go out in the 1990s when there was no internet for games journalism. Instead, you needed to go buy a physical copy of a magazine to hear a game review. And so they needed to get the copy a month early to play through the game, write their review, print it, and ship the fucking physical copy of the magazine to the store. That hasn't happened in 20 years. All this is PR hype and marketing bullshit.
This guy constantly whining. Wah. Shut the fuck up. God damn. Wah. Oh my god.
So, even though I'm happy for Naughty Dog, and I'm hoping that this game is good. I'm playing it no matter what, okay? I'm playing it regardless, alright? But, I'm hoping that these reviews are not horse shit, that I don't play the game and I'm like, wow, it's basically The Last of Us 1 and the plot sucks. You know, I hope that's not the case. I hope that this is a robust, amazing game, that all the spoilers maybe were false, or maybe the spoilers were only for a certain portion of the game. That's not a big deal. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that maybe this game will be one of the best games of the year. This game has been such a disappointing year this year. Overall, the games have just been lackluster, and we need a huge, good release. We do. So I certainly hope that this ends up being a great game. But if it's not, it's not. I will tell you, honestly, once I start playing it in a week, because it's actually 1 week from today, this very stream, where I'm going to start playing The Last of Us 2. So let's see what happens, but that's the situation right now. Most people who have done early reviews of the game say it's great, but they're not allowed to say too much about the game because early reviews boycott 90% of the information you want to know about the game. The 2 people who were critical about the game literally in their review can't tell you why, because they were also boycotted from being able to do that because of Sony NDA, which is non-disclosure agreement, which is stupid as fuck. Then why even put out the game early and why review the game if you're not allowed to fully review it? The whole practice is corrupt in my opinion. Okay?
Whining, complaining. Okay.
And then you get a moron, Living Dead Girl 35, because you don't get early copies anymore. I never got early copies. I think in the entirety of my 12 years as a content creator, I could count on one hand the amount of early copies of games I had, and not once did I ever actually ask for any of them. They were just sent to me.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
As being a part of a partnership program or whatever, and I don't go out and seek them. I told you guys, I will buy my games, and I fully believe everyone should buy them and experience them at the same time. I'm against the early copies practice, so no, I'm not angry I don't get early copies. I don't go for them. I could get early copies of games if I wanted. I don't give a fuck. I don't want them.
Oh! That's 100% a lie.
Okay, genius? I've only said this about 40 times, but you keep bringing up the same tired narrative that's incorrect, so blow me! Well, if you haven't heard the news, Sony's PlayStation 5 reveal event is the most viewed conference in the history of any gaming conference ever on YouTube, and it hasn't even been out for 24 hours. It beat every previous E3 stage show, it beat every previous digital event ever, it beat everything. So, if that's not a sign that E3 doesn't need to exist, I don't know what is. They had more reach and more views on this show yesterday than anything in gaming history of this nature. And that's just on YouTube. That's not even calculating in all the other views. See? So, I think what Sony's going to do is sit back and be like, wow, we saved a ton of money this year because there was no E3. Why the fuck would we go back next year? This is stupid. We're just going to do our own thing from now on. So I think maybe this might be what's going to happen. This could be the end of E3, because why are they going to bother, right?
My wife's boyfriend to the dollar says, are you a soy boy? Yes.
The PlayStation 5 console itself, okay? They presented it, and it looks weird, admittedly. I think it looks weird. A lot of people like the design. A lot of people don't like the design. I'm on the fence. I think that it's kind of unique, but it might be weird. What I'm thinking is I'm looking at this thing, and I'm like, the way that it's designed with those flaps, you know, it's got these white flaps on the side or whatever. I think those things are going to collect dust. Like, this thing is going to be like a huge dust collector or whatever. You know? Anyway, I'm looking at it and I'm like, first of all, can you put it on its side? The answer is yes. This is an update. Immediately after the press conference, they started showing information on the internet about PS5. Yes, you could lay it flat. In fact, laying it flat, as usual, laying it flat is the default thing for this thing. You have to buy a stand, I guess, additionally, if you want to stand it up. They present it as if standing it up is the default position, but that's the stylized position. In reality, you just lay it flat like any other console. Okay, so that immediately answered one of my questions from the event. But one thing that was not apparent from the presentation was the actual size of the PlayStation 5. Okay? So someone basically took all this information and said the only real way to tell how big the PlayStation 5 will be at this point would be to scale it based on the size of the ports. So what they did is they took the size of the standard USB port that was shown on the console, and they scaled it to other consoles. And what they found is actually shocking. You guys may not even know this yet. The PlayStation 5 is the biggest console in history.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa!
Stay on his asshole, don't lose him.
It's bigger than every console right now, including Gen 1 Xbox Ones, which everyone complained were ginormous. This thing is a beast. It is taller than the Xbox One Series X, which looks like a mini fridge. This thing's bigger than that. It's giant. Okay? Now, that's okay. I mean, is that a big deal? No, but again, I think that's something they could have portrayed better in the event. Is why don't just show it? Instead of, oh, here's a stylized marketing picture of it, just show someone standing next to it so you know what to expect. No, instead, you know, let's do this media spin where we don't want you to know that you're buying a hulking beast. Because you know why? I'll tell you exactly why this happened, in my opinion. I should always say in my opinion. Because everyone made fun of the Xbox Series X, saying this thing looks like a refrigerator, right? It's big. The design is boring. It's too big. It looks like a refrigerator. And when everyone's making fun all right, of the Xbox Series X, the last thing you want to do is now say, oh, our console's actually kind of bigger than that, you know? So what they do is they spin it, and so that they only show pictures on a white background, and you have no concept of the actual size of the thing. So, if you were, now here's the thing, if this were E3, here's an example of maybe a time where E3 may have actually benefited, because in E3, they probably would have had this thing on display, physically, in the hall, so you know how big it really is, right? And in that case, immediately, this information would have been disseminated over the internet that this thing's a beast, right? But, it is what it is, and the other thing is, you know, so many people criticize the PS4 Pro, and say, damn, that thing is loud, it sounds like a jet engine running in my game room when I'm playing it. This thing is bigger than the PS4 Pro, so can you imagine the noise this thing might make? Right?
You can enjoy things I don't. And that's perfectly fine. Everyone has a different personal taste. That's a good thing. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. Phil likes to get dildos up his butt. Phil is someone who uses escorts and gets fucked in the ass with dildos.
Now, just a quick reminder. Alright, because I haven't really mentioned this recently. I am selling merchandise of the vest. You guys asked for it, and I am selling it. T-shirts and mugs of the vest design are available on my Teespring. The vest streak continues, and I'm very happy about that. Thank you guys for the support. Although, admittedly, the last few days it's been actually kind of tough to keep the vest streak going. There's been a few days where we get to the very last minute before we actually hit the goal. You know, it sucks that it's getting that close. At the very same time, I've been saying all along that I felt this was going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, this is no surprise to me that the vest streak is slowing down, alright? But anyway, I digress. The vest merch is available, teespring.com/stores/DsP Gaming. Thanks to anyone who's given it a look and bought it so far. It helps me out. You get a cool collectible, and I appreciate that. Alrighty, everybody. Back and ready to start up with Sleeping Dogs. Thanks for being patient while I used the bathroom. Another anonymous dollar tipper says I meant Coruchado. Oh, someone, okay, you're talking about co-op partner. I haven't talked to Coruchado in a while. I tried talking to him a few times over the last couple of years, actually. But in reality, you know, we were only talking to each other because we liked doing the yearly zombie shit. Coruchado is someone who I used to play Street Fighter with back in the day. And he retired just like me. Like, we both moved on from it, and so we don't really care about it anymore. In a competitive nature. But, yeah, you know, we basically kind of moved on. I'm not sure if he still does zombies or anything at all. But if you remember when I played Black Ops, what was it, 4? I never even booted the zombies. I didn't care. I was playing the Battle Royale. And that was it. And that was years ago. You know, what, a year and a half ago? So, because of that, you know, kind of fell out of touch with the guy. Okay.
He had no friends. They no show up.
I want to be the guy.
I want to be the guy, yeah.
I want to be the guy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Do you know there's like a guy in our group right now who's like streaming this whole thing? He's sort of like semi-famous.
Oh, yeah, I think that's Darkside Phil.
He's the guy watching his Twitch.
Is that really him? Is he the one that caught it, Matt?
Yes! Really? Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone. Just gone like that. In an instant. Fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.